Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Chantelle de Jonge. I'm the MLA in Chestermere-Strathmore, and today I'm joined by Minister Brian Jean, Minister of Energy and Minerals, Wheatland County Reeve Amber Link, and Doug Geeraert, President and CEO of Rocky Mountain Clean Fuels. Today, we're here to share some exciting news about our government's support for the Rocky Mountain Clean Fuels facility through the Alberta Petrochemical Incentive Program, or APIP. This facility will provide a tremendous economic boost to my constituency, both in the short and the long term. Located near Carsland, just east of Calgary, this facility has created more than 900 good-paying jobs in total during construction and operations, which began in November 2024. In addition, this facility is bringing many indirect economic benefits to the region. I had the privilege of touring the plant, and Doug is here to share more about the facility. But first, I'd like to turn the podium over to Minister Brian Jean to provide more details about the announcement.
Thank you, Chantelle, and it's so great to be here today. It seems that every day we get some more good news about things that are happening in Alberta, and this is no exception to that. I'm pleased to be here with all of you to share some of the great work that's being done to bring energy diversification opportunities to our province and to Albertans. Today, I'm proud to announce that the Alberta Petrochemicals Incentive Program, or APIP, is providing a grant of almost $12 million to support the Rocky Mountain Clean Fuels synthetic diesel facility located near Carsland. Now that the project has recently started operations, APIP will pay the grant over a period of 3 years starting in 25-26. This is the first project to receive program grant funding outside of the Edmonton area, and it shows that it can be accessed by companies throughout the province, including in different parts of rural Alberta. This will help Alberta become a top global producer of petrochemicals. The Carsland project is also a good example of diversification, using natural gas and natural gas liquids as feedstock to produce synthetic diesel, naphtha, and wax. As you know, Alberta is home of one of Canada's largest petrochemicals manufacturing industries, and the petrochemicals sector is the largest manufacturing sector in our province and employs many Albertans. But in Alberta, we're always looking for ways to do more when we can. I know that there's still tremendous opportunities to capitalize on the growing global petrochemical sector and further diversify our incredible economy. And the data supports this. According to Alberta's Industrial Heartland Association, there is opportunity to grow the province's petrochemical sector by more than $30 billion by 2030. That's a lot of money and a lot of investment. We have all the tools needed to capitalize on this, including low corporate taxes, abundant natural resources, a skilled labour workforce, and a business-friendly government. The Alberta Petrochemicals Incentive Program is one example of our commitment to making our province a world leader in this field and expand clean petrochemical production whenever we can. APIP provides a 12% back of a project's eligible capital costs. It gives them certainty and gives them the ability to move forward with their project. And this is for any petrochemical facility using natural gas as a feedstock. This includes petrochemical, fertilizer, hydrogen, and fuel plants. Thanks to this program, we're seeing real investment in the petrochemical production in Alberta, and through APIP, we have already approved more than $620 million in funding grants to help create multi-billion-dollar investments in this emerging sector. This includes support provided to Inter Pipeline's Heartland Petrochemical Complex, Dow Canada's Fort Saskatchewan furnace expansion, and, of course, Air Products' Net Zero Hydrogen Complex. In total, these projects, along with other APIP applications in the queue, represent almost $38 billion in total potential investment. Great news for Albertans. More than 53,000 potential construction jobs and more than 1,600 permanent jobs. This shows that our approach in Alberta is working. The sector is growing. It's good news for Albertans and good news for Canada. I would like to thank Rocky Mountain Clean Fuels for making this important long-term investment in our province. I understand it's 14 years in the making to get us here today. Congratulations. With that, I'd like to turn the podium over to Doug, who can tell us more about this exciting project. Thanks, Doug. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Jean. First, I would like to thank the Alberta government for this grant of up to $21 million. It is truly appreciated and will be a part of Rocky's ongoing evolution of clean fuel technology in Carseland. I'd like to thank also the Wheatland County, which has been a great partner in enabling an excellent business environment for our plant to thrive. Midwest Pipelines, Midwest Construction were critical supports to ensuring our success of the project throughout the construction phase. And of course, Calgary-based Expander Energy, which was instrumental in providing solutions to enable our technology. In 2010, a group of entrepreneurial engineers from Calgary speculated that the time was right for small-scale GTL to be developed. They surmised that the energy transition will benefit largely from using clean energy, clean natural gas as a base for synthetic liquid fuels development. The technology was developed within Expander Energy, and in 2017, Rocky Mountain was created to take the technology commercial. It has not been an easy road to complete the first commercial small-scale GTL plant in Canada, especially when the pandemic hit. It seemed that the challenges for designing, constructing, and funding this unique facility all became even larger. With the tremendous support of Rocky's capital providers, the base facility is now complete, although some commissioning work remains. I say base because I believe construction activity on the various expansions and growth opportunities around this plant will carry on at the site for many years. We've done it. The plant, first envisioned in 2010, is now built. It has been through a lengthy commissioning period, during which time production and product quality has been tested and revisions have been made to plant design. Just 2 weeks ago, we officially opened or commissioned the plant, completed the commissioning of the plant and restarted the plant with improved operation and now a premium product quality. The unique plant design and patented technologies bring together a suite of process modifications that we call Enhanced GTL, or EGTL for short. These modifications bring well-needed solutions to the challenge that the energy transition faces and provided the genesis for this small-scale GTL facility. The abundant resources of clean natural gas and natural gas liquids in this province now have access to a unique value-adding process that manufactures premium, clean-burning synthetic fuel that replaces diesel and jet fuel. The plant flexibility for feedstock means it can take natural gas liquids, biogas, biosyn gas, renewable natural gas, or any mix of these, which further means it can be used in a variety of situations and can transition to green feedstocks if and when required. The liquid synthetic fuels it produces are zero sulfur, have high cetane, are biodegradable, and result in greatly reduced particulate matter at the tailpipe. The significant surplus supply of internally manufactured hydrogen can meet local demands as the hydrogen market grows. Alternatively, the plant will use it as fuel. There are obviously interests for incremental locations in Alberta and Canada, but our EGL technology is finding interest around the globe. International interest is taking us to 3 different continents beyond North America. This continues to write the story of Alberta's contribution to meet the world's energy challenges. On the surface, our facility has a small footprint, but the economic spin-offs are going to be significant as the Carseland location is expanded and duplicated to other sites. Again, I would like to thank Minister Jean and the Alberta government for their support through this grant.
Good morning, everyone. It's an exciting day for Wheatland County and for Alberta as we celebrate the advancement of the Rocky Mountain Clean Fuels Inc. Carsland project. By converting natural gas into cleaner synthetic fuels, Rocky Mountain Clean Fuels is leading the way in sustainable energy innovation while utilizing Alberta's abundant natural resources. This $173 million initiative is one of the most significant investments in our region's recent history. The Carsland project is not only a substantial step in economic diversification and clean energy production, but it's also a catalyst for job creation, generating over 900 new jobs during construction and operations. Creating meaningful employment opportunities is central to my mission as reeve of Wheatland County. By attracting investments, we not only bring financial capital into our community, but also generate jobs that provide individuals with a sense of purpose, stability, and fulfillment. Stable employment isn't just about a paycheck. It's a cornerstone of mental and physical well-being. It's offering people a clear direction and reducing vulnerabilities to challenges such as addiction and financial insecurity. The benefits of strong employment opportunities extend beyond individuals, into our families, and ripple through our entire community. Families with stable employment can better nourish their children, and we know that children who are nourished better learn better. So by fostering strategic economic growth and a robust job market, we create reasons for youth to stay, to build a future here, and to contribute to the place they've always called home. It's about preserving the vibrancy of our rural community for generations to come. Furthermore, an active workforce attracts additional business and enhances local services and supports the growth of community initiatives. This project represents exactly what we strive for in Wheatland County: economic diversification, job creation, and environmental stewardship. I'm especially proud to note that Rocky Mountain Clean Fuels is the first to utilize Wheatland County's tax incentive bylaw for non-residential properties, a program designed to attract forward-thinking developments just like this. Combined with support from the Alberta Petrochemicals Incentive Program, this project exemplifies the incredible opportunities that are created through collaboration between industry, our province, and municipalities. I want to thank Premier Danielle Smith, Minister Brian Jean, and the Government of Alberta for the visionary Alberta Petrochemicals Incentive Program, which has played a crucial role in helping advance this project. Rocky Mountain Clean Fuels Project stands as a testament to Alberta's commitment to innovative solutions and solidifies Alberta's position as a global leader in clean fuel technology. Wheatland County is grateful to partner with innovators like Rocky Mountain Clean Fuels as we work together to build a better future. This is more than a project. It's a pathway to a thriving, prosperous, and sustainable community. Together, we are building a stronger future where everyone has the chance to thrive and succeed. Congratulations to the team at Rocky Mountain Clean Fuels, Inc., and to everyone who played a part in making this project a reality. Thank you.
Well, thank you to everyone for attending this exciting announcement. This ends the formal part of the program, and I'll now turn things over to Josh for any questions that you might have.
Well, thank you for joining us, everyone. We do have time for some questions. We'll go with the one question, one follow-up format. I do ask that you say your name and what outlet you're from. We'll start in the room. We do have some questions online, but if anybody in the room has a question, please proceed to the mic on the far side. No? Okay, we'll go to the phone lines. And operator, please put through the first caller.
Your first question comes from the line of Emma Graney from Globe and Mail. Please go ahead.
Yeah, g'day guys. Thanks for taking my question. Emma Graney, Globe and Mail. This is for Doug. You spoke there about interest around the globe for this kind of technology. Can you speak a bit more to that, which continents you might be eyeing and where you see this potentially ending up?
Well, I would say, the interest is coming more from circumstance than specific regions. And what I'm talking about is that there's certainly interest from regions that import their diesel, for example, yet have significant supplies of natural gas or resources of natural gas. There's interest from regions that flare natural gas. There's interest from regions where generally, natural gas is becoming a cornerstone to the local markets or the local economies. So those are really the big regions. But we're also seeing a lot of interest around the flexibility of the plant, being able to transition from today's natural gas-driven economies into perhaps lower CI or greener economies. I hope that answers your question.
And your follow-up.
It does, thank you. And just, of course, if I have a follow-up, Josh. Just on that point, though, you did mention Alberta as well. Are there any specific sites you can think of off the top of your head where this technology you can really see making a difference in Alberta specifically?
Well, because of the plant design, it can be placed either upstream where the source of natural gas is or downstream where the markets for hydrogen are, for example. Alberta is lucky to have such an extensive network of natural gas supply systems. It allows a very flexible location setting for this technology. So I would say all of the above. It has a location wherever the markets demand it or wherever the supply is. We have, I can't speak to exactly where, but we have been in discussions with some further locations.
All right. Operator, please put through the next caller.
Your next question comes from the line of Sean Amato from City News. Please go ahead.
Hello, this question is for the Minister. Just wondering if you could please provide an update on unpaid property taxes by oil and gas companies and also the orphan well situation. Some would probably wonder why we're providing any incentives at all to any oil and gas companies when some are not meeting their commitments to Alberta.
Well, the truth is that the majority of oil companies and gas companies are paying their taxes, and an overwhelming majority of them over the last 3 or 4 years, they have paid, a tremendous amount in the multi-billions of dollars in taxes. So the amount that is unpaid right now represents about $250 million. Of that, about half of that is already of companies that have gone bankrupt. I understand the other half of that is actually in orderly repayment of debt in some fashion with the municipal government. So, they're looking at it. We're looking at ways to move forward in a better way than what we've had in the past. There's no secret that some things that governments have done in the past has not been thinking about the future, and this government is thinking about the future. We're taking an aggressive stand in relation to that and moving forward, working in partnership with the municipalities on how to do this better and how to address it so it doesn't go any further, and that we don't see this happen in the future, just like we're trying to do that with orphan wells. There's going to be, it's no secret, we're going through the orphan well situation now in detail, consulting widely, finding solutions to some of the things that have plagued us for multiple decades. Well, this government's not going to sit in the sidelines while other governments in the past have ignored it. We are going to take action, and that action is going to be important to Albertans because long-term, the safety and health of Albertans has got to be our paramount focus, and long-term, they are not a benefit.
And your follow-up, Sean.
Thank you. On a different topic, a new poll is out on Premier's approval ratings across the country. Premier Smith is at 45%. It's pretty much been in the 40s for the last 2 years or so. So what do you make of that, and where is your level of support for the Premier, and any advice on how she could boost those numbers?
She's doing great. She's a great leader. She's had some really tough decisions. I think she's done very well. My support, I'm fully supportive of her. So is my cabinet, so is my caucus.
All right. Operator, please put through the next caller.
Your next question comes from the line of Chris Varco from the Calgary Herald. Please go ahead.
Hi, this is a question for Doug. Doug, can you explain the market for your products? Who are your customers right now, your key customers? And among your various product lines, where are you seeing the biggest demand currently?
Well, we're still working on multiple markets, but I would say that we've had a very strong interest from the marine markets for this fuel. It's a premium. It's a premium, high quality diesel fuel. So really, it's applicable anywhere. That, you know, particularly in heavy industry where maintenance costs are important, where downtime is important. Those are things that are going to attract this fuel, and you know we're currently undergoing tests to prove those issues with the fuel, but ultimately the markets are going to grow very quickly once we get the product properly tested, and I hope that answers your question.
You referenced earlier on that this has been a long time coming. Can you just explain to me what were the biggest hurdles to getting the project over the finish line and getting it where it is today? And specifically, why did you decide on this particular location?
Good questions. I would say first, why did we decide on this specific location? Ultimately, as discussed in my talk earlier, the plant has the ability to take natural gas liquids as well as natural gas, which means it can be placed upstream near a source of gas supply, and further raw unprocessed natural gas is acceptable as a feedstock to this facility. The plant was placed adjacent to a gas producer in the Carsland area, with the intent of him being able to reduce his operating costs. No need to separate out the liquids from the gas and compress that gas back up to Trans-Canada pipeline spec. We could have taken all of their product. That particular producer did go bankrupt while we were under construction, so that was one of the challenges we had to face. Subsequent to that, we built a pipeline to tie into Trans-Canada's system, ensuring now that we have a forever supply of natural gas. The second question was the challenges, and I would say we started construction in 2019 and then abruptly hit the pandemic, and that created a lot of challenges from both a capital standpoint and just from being able to work on site with all these crews, and for much of 2020. The site construction was very minimal until we got through that period. But we did manage to raise the capital to get the plant completed, and that brings us to today. There's challenges with all of these things, and we were fortunate enough to be able to get through them.
All right. We have time for one more question from the phone lines before we come back to the room. Operator, please put through the next caller.
Your next question comes from the line of Meredith Kerr from Lakeland This Week. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Just to go back to the orphan wells for a moment. There's an orphan well in Bonnyville, which is in the process of being decommissioned right now, but part of that process is they're looking at having to demolish a handful of homes that people were living in and still are living in until that kind of finishes getting finalized. I was just wondering if you could give any kind of comment for those homeowners on having to leave their homes and having to now find someplace new to live after being in those homes all these years because there's an orphan well that is right there.
I can't comment on that particular incident, but I certainly undertake to take a look at it and understand what's going on there, and I can get back to you on that. If you can contact my office, I'd be happy to get you more details on that and understand what we can do as a government. But this is the example, another example of so many things that are happening, whether it be on reserves with orphan wells or right across the province. You know, previous governments have not taken this seriously. We are, and it's unfortunate this kind of circumstance happens ever, and my heart goes out to those people. You know, but the good news is that with an increase in jobs in our economy, we have some of the most competitive rates for natural gas and unlimited supply of natural gas. We're going to continue to see these types of industries come here to Alberta, and the same as data centers. We're going to see an immense amount of investment here in Alberta because we have one of the most competitive environments in the North America and the world for this kind of investment. And we're hoping to lead the world not just on APIP and the petrochemical programs and the green petrochemical opportunities, but also ASIP and the opportunity to use carbon capture and sequestration to do great things in the future for the people of Alberta, Canada, and the world. And I think we're going to do that because we are leading both of these files, and we will continue to do so. Thank you for your time today, folks.
Meredith, do you have a follow-up?
No, thank you.
All right, we'll come back to the room. Anybody in here have a question, please?
John Watson with the Strathmore Times. My question is for the reeve. I'm just wondering, over the course of construction and going into the next couple of years especially, what the extent of the economic impact for the county has been and what that kind of is forecasted to look like as far as taxes, kind of net job income, and in that realm.
Thank you, John. So construction on the current project has been completed, and the plant is up and operating since November. And the economic impact is that $173 million addition to our assessment, to our tax base. And so that's a significant increase. Our total tax assessment base is around $4 billion. So you can see the significance of a $173 million increase to that. The county currently receives about 60% of our total revenue from oil and gas and oil and gas related businesses. Every year we see that number be eroded a little bit, primarily due to federal and global pressures on our energy industry. So Wheatland County identified that it was critical to diversify our economy. It's projects like this that demonstrate that it's possible to take traditional energy and leverage that into innovative technology to create a more sustainable product. It's an incredibly exciting day for Wheatland County. I did speak to the 900 new jobs that were created through construction and operations. That's a significant job employment opportunity that's created for a municipality that has only 9,000 people. So we are incredibly grateful for the work that Doug and his team have done and the impact that this project has in Wheatland County.
Follow-up question?
Yeah, and Doug might be better able to answer this one. I'm just curious, of those 900 jobs that were created through construction and operations, how many of those are going to be full-time, continuing to operate the facility? And as well, how many of those, if you have a rough idea, are local to the Wheatland County area?
The plant is obviously state of the art in terms of control systems. So the operating crew and we man that site 24 hours a day. The operating crew probably amounts to 15 ongoing steady personnel, and then there's a number of maintenance parties that come and go all the time, and so you know, most of the job creation happens on this site during construction. But I will add that now that the plant is there, there's a lot more to happen. one step at a time. I'm quite excited about what's coming for Carsland.
Thank you.
Any more questions in the room? Yeah.
Sorry, it's Jeff Bird with All Alberta. Just had a question about the deal that your company has with Cielo to sell the site. I'm wondering how that sort of, the motivations for that and what that means over the longer term for your operations.
Well, yeah, I'll just say that you know, we're still under negotiation, so there's not much I can say at this time. But I will say that that Cielo, of course, is a renewable energy company, and they're bringing to this site the possibility of a renewable source of feedstock. And so that was the motivation. The motivation was really from them to acquire an interest in a GTL site. They need GTL. They need the technology to produce the liquid fuels at the back end. So this brings them, you know, most of their construction is done. Type of thing. So that's good. You know, we have you'll know at some point, I guess, along the way here, the status of that deal as Cielo updates. But that's about all I can say at this moment.
And then, yeah, just last one. You mentioned sort of this core group of engineers that got together 14 years ago. Can you sort of talk a bit about who they are and who's still kind of along and that kind of formation story?
You mean the engineering group that
formed the company?
Yeah. Okay. Well, Expander Energy and its subsidiary Expander Engineering is the company. We're really, you know, I'd say we're sister companies in many ways a bit of a family, and you know, they continue to be involved in what we do out there, you know, and particularly on the commissioning side of things and designing the new equipment that we add to site as we go.
All right. Thank you, everyone. This is going to conclude the press event for today. Have a good evening.